What's up, squad? It's your boy Knockout 360 here with another video for you guys. So as you can tell, we're in the car vlog, right? I apologize. I want to start the video off by saying, man, I apologize for last weekend or this past weekend for not uploading anything crazy. It was a really slow weekend in Charlotte, man. The weather's been all over the place. This past weekend was just kind of slow. Your boy didn't get out much, and obviously I'm not going to just upload a video just for the sake of uploading, right? If I'm going to upload, I'm going to give you guys the best that I can. So if I can't get out to the meet and give, get good footage, I'm simply not going to upload, and it's just going to be what it is, man. But I apologize for that. First and foremost, if you like these videos, subscribe, man. Seriously, subscribe to the channel, show some love, let me know that, you know, you're here for the long haul. New news coming from Dodge, the CUDA, Dodge CUDA, C-U-D-A. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right. I think I just ate some Zaxby's, but CUDA, man. So it's, I mean, from what I understand, and I'll give you guys the link in the description, I've been sitting here reading numerous articles. They're saying that the CUDA is a possibility, if not confirmed. I'm not sure if you can see that. This is on autowise.com. 2020 Dodge CUDA, more like 2021 to be honest with you. Dodge CUDA, and it is coming. Now, if you're not familiar with the CUDA, it is another muscle car that Chrysler produced back in the day. I'm not sure exactly when it went out of production, but it was another muscle car. It was right in between the Challenger, the Charger, you know, coming out of Dodge at least. You know, it was a Chrysler product. Beast had the Hemi in it, of course, 5.7 if I'm not mistaken back then. Once again, guys, correct me on this because I'm not the most familiar when it comes to the CUDA. You know, and I definitely need you guys to correct me on that. But so you would think that Dodge pretty much has the muscle car situation on lock. Well, actually they don't. Or at least they feel that they don't. And they feel that there's a little bit more to be squeezed out of the industry. So if there's one downfall to Dodge muscle cars, it is the size. It's heavy. Charger's heavy, Challenger's heavy, big heavy V8 engine, big heavy Hemi. Our cars are notoriously not good when it comes to, you know, twisty turn roads, track setting. Our cars have basically been built for straight line speed. I mean, straight drag racing speed. I mean, the Demon is evident of that because it's strictly a track or a drag racing built car. It's a purpose driven car or purpose built car for the drag strip. You would not take that on a track. You would not take that on the back twisty, windy road. That is strictly the car that you put on a straight line and you just go. The same thing can be said for the Hellcats. Of course, we've seen videos all over the internet of people taking their Hellcats to the track. There was actually one video recently that I watched. It was a gentleman who took his Dodge Charger Hellcat to the Nürburgring in Germany, obviously. And the dude was killing it, man. I mean, I'll be honest with you, he was straight up killing it. I don't know what his setup was as far as what he had under the hood of his car, his suspension, his tires, but he was legit killing it. And that's a four-door sedan, 700 horsepower sedan. And he was killing it on the track, man. So I can't take that away from Dodge. You know, obviously, if you're a good driver, you know how to drive your car, then you know how to drive your car, whatever the case may be. But specifically, I guess maybe just, you know, from what we know about our cars are built for the drag strip, right? Let's just call it what it is. And in that particular market, if you look at it, Dodge actually had the Viper that went out of production in 2017. It's no longer around. So we no longer have a track-focused, track-specific car compared to the other companies. Ford obviously has the Mustang. Chevy has the Corvette and the Camaro. Both the Corvette and the Camaro, specifically the Camaro has the Z011LE, which is a more track-focused, you know, purpose-built Camaro. It's better for the track. I mean, if you've ever seen one of those cars, I mean, they're very low to the ground, low center of gravity, huge tires, wide tires, you know, just kind of the blades at the front, the front end bumper is just like, it looks like a knife. I mean, it looks like something that could cut that could cut anything, that could cut wood, to be quite honest with you, because the bumper is so sharp and just so fine and so refined and aerodynamic ultimately. The Corvette's the same thing. I mean, you already know how the Corvette looks. It's built to be aerodynamic. I mean, it's light, it's low to the ground. That front end just literally cuts through the wind, unlike a Challenger, which is literally like a brick on wheels, right? So the Corvette has the ZR1, which is putting down right at 757 horsepower. $120,000 car, but it is a beast. It's got the big wing on the back, so that car is built for the track. It's ready to go. Dodge no longer has that option. The Viper went out of production in 2017. At this point, all we have is big, heavy, powerful muscle cars. Dodge realizes that we're missing out on a particular segment of the market when it comes to you know, auto manufacturing. And I think that's where the CUDA is going to come into place. I think the CUDA is going to be lighter, much lighter. Everything that I'm saying at this point, guys, I'll be honest with you, is a little bit of speculation and a little bit of research. Nobody knows anything for sure. Obviously, Dodge hasn't confirmed anything. I'm not even going to title this video confirmed. I'm not even going to say that Dodge has confirmed it, but there has been a lot of talks about it, and it just makes sense. It just makes sense to bring out the CUDA. From what I understand, they're going to stick with the 6.2, 6.4 liter Hemis. Possibly even putting down more horsepower than your standard Hellcat, up in the 800s. Once again, a lot of this is coming from the internet, possibly in the 800s as far as the horsepower is concerned, which would make complete sense because you've got that big, powerful engine with the lighter body. It just makes sense that it's going to be faster. It just makes sense that it's going to be more aerodynamic than what I'm sitting in currently, or a Challenger, which is literally right beside me. My neighbor has a Challenger. But it just makes sense. I mean, of course, it's going to be faster. It's going to be more agile, and it's going to be able to put the power down, I would assume, a lot better than modern-day Hellcats and, of course, the Demon. And it's going to be more versatile. And I think that that's what Dodge is getting into. They want to get into the track segment of the auto market. You know, every other manufacturer has their track specific car, or at least a car that can be built for the track. Mustang, it may not be a track specific car, but it can be built for the track. I mean, the GT350s, the GT500, I mean, come on now, those cars are putting down well over 500 horsepower, and with the 500, well over 700 horsepower, but they're still light, they're low to the ground, and they can take those corners and handle them, right? We've seen it all over the internet. We've seen that car do just that. Chevy, I don't even have to mention it, but I will. The Camaro Z01 1LE, the Corvette ZR1, those cars are built for just about anything, whether you want to take it to the drag strip or whether you want to take it to the track. Those cars are versatile. Our cars, Dodge, not at all. Straight line speed. Dodge realizes that we need to get our name out there in the track market, henceforth the reason that the CUDA is coming. My predictions, what I think is, it wouldn't make sense to essentially have the CUDA looking like a Challenger, in the sense that it's just a two-door big muscle car. I don't think that that's going to be the case. I think it's going to be more of a Viper feel. And when I say that to say I think it's going to be more versatile as far as what it can do. I think it'll probably have the launch modes, all that good stuff, but I do think that it will be more built or more geared towards the track than the drag strip. I mean, as far as the drag strip is concerned, Dodge has got that on lock. Nobody's fucking with Dodge when it comes to the drag strip, to be honest with you, unless your car is modded all to hell, in which case, I mean, that could be any car. That could be a Honda Civic, that could be a BMW, that could be a Chrysler 200 or something, you know. So that's negligent, but just stock coming off the lot, Dodge has got the drag strip on lock. So let's not even go there. But the CUDA is going to serve a specific part of the market, and I think it's going to pertain to, or serve more to, the track. Yeah, the track. I think it's going to serve more to the track, because in the absence of the Viper, Dodge no longer has that car that can be versatile like that. And one of the biggest gripes that a lot of people have about our cars is just how big and, you know, blocky our cars are. And they are big, they are blocky. I mean, I'm not a huge guy, but when I get in my car, and even a Challenger, I'm right at home. I'm comfortable as hell. And that's a huge departure from sitting in a Camaro, which literally feels like you're piloting in a cockpit. Everything's just here, really tight. The center is geared towards you. Everything's really tight. The Mustang, I just did a review on my homeboy's 5.0. Once again, everything's really tight, you know, centered and focused on the driver, right? Dodge doesn't have that. Our cars are so big and so huge that you can literally fit a family of 4, even in the damn Challenger, right? You certainly can't do that in a Camaro. And I think that's the market that CUDA is going to go after. I think the CUDA is going to go after the Camaro, the Ford Mustang. It's going to be a lighter body, possibly more powerful. They're saying that it should have anywhere between late 700s up to 800s as far as horsepower is concerned. They also mentioned something about running an E85 tune. I don't know about that. That doesn't sound like something that a manufacturer would do off the lot. That sounds like something that you would do after the fact as far as turning your car into an E85 tune. That doesn't make any sense to me, but you never know, especially with Dodge. But from an emission standpoint, I can't see Dodge doing that right off the lot. So that's probably just hearsay. But I do feel that the CUDA is going to serve a specific purpose, and it has to. Because if Dodge comes out with another big, heavy muscle car like the Challenger, and I'm using the Challenger as the example because the Charger itself, being that it's 4-door, it will sell. Regardless of the power that it puts down, it's going to sell. It's a 4-door sedan that puts down 700 horsepower. There is no other car on the market like it. There are cars similar to it that puts down, I guess, power somewhat close to it, maybe in the 500s. You know, we're talking about the AMGs. I know the AMG S63 is putting down like 621 horsepower, but that's a $220,000 car. So that's not even, I wouldn't even put that in the same market as the Charger. But to be able to get a 700 horsepower car with 4 doors under $100,000, Dodge is running that market all day long. No one's touching that. The Charger is going nowhere. I don't see the Charger going anywhere anytime soon because it's just unique. It's so unique. I mean, it's everything from the rental cars that you see at Enterprise to the police cars that you see on the highway, state troopers, regular, you know, cops, to the muscle heads like myself that love the fast, powerful sedans and whatnot. So the Charger is going to sell itself. Let's get away from that. The Challenger, on the other hand, 2-door muscle car, powerful. The Demon, 840 horsepower, that came out of limited production. The wide body Hellcats now. What else? The Red Eye that just came out. Challengers are doing a lot, but it really looks to me like Dodge is putting all of their Challenger content out there. It's like, let me put all of my Challenger merchandise on the table. Let me get everything out so that we can make way for the new CUDA, right? Because it wouldn't make sense to have a brand new Charger, brand new CUDA, brand new Challenger. That's just too much, because at that point you're diluting your sales. You know, if you're forcing a customer to choose between the CUDA and the Challenger, no matter what choice they make, you're diluting the sales. You're essentially cutting your sales in half, because it should be a clear-cut decision when you go and buy a car. I mean, the Charger and the Challenger, although performance-wise they perform the same, 2 totally different cars. You know, I could definitely see another company producing a Charger and Dodge producing a Challenger. 2 totally different cars. Although the power is the same, the engine, the performance is the same, 2 totally different cars. You can't compare the 2, to be quite honest with you, as far as looks are concerned. They serve different purposes. From a utilitarian point of view, they serve different purposes, right? The Challenger and the CUDA, I mean, an argument could be made that they could look the same. I mean, we obviously don't know what the CUDA is going to look like. We don't even know what it's going to perform like. We don't know anything about anything. A lot of this is speculation and just kind of hearsay from people all over the internet. But the reality of the situation is, it wouldn't make sense from a marketing perspective for Dodge to come out with a damn Challenger Mini. And that's what they're essentially saying that the CUDA is going to be. It's going to be smaller than the Challenger, lighter than the Challenger, 2 doors, and it's going to be more track focused. So it has to have its own market and own segment so that it will sell. Because if it's trying to cut into the Challenger sales, it's going to have issues, because behind the Ford Mustang, which was the #1 selling car in the American muscle market for muscle car market for 2018, the Dodge Challenger came right behind it, right? You're not going to cut into those Challenger numbers immediately unless you do something just out of control crazy with the CUDA. You're not going to cut into those Challenger numbers. I mean, the Challenger, even though it's a retro body style, it's an iconic car that's not going anywhere. So that wouldn't make sense. So Dodge is going to have to carve out a specific market for the CUDA and the CUDA alone. Now, getting back to my original point, if you notice, Dodge is putting out a lot of Challenger product, a lot of Challenger promotions. They just came out with the new Challenger Hellcat. I'm just talking about the regular Hellcat that's putting out 717. They came out with the Red Eye that's putting 797. That's got Demon parts in it. And of course the Demon, which no longer is being produced because it was like a special edition type thing. I think they only produced like 2,800 of those or whatever. It really looks to me like Dodge is giving like almost like a clearance sale. Like, let's get all of this out. Let's get all of this Challenger material out. Let's get the new engine. Let's get the wide body. Let's get the Demon. Let's get all the promotions out so that we can make way for the CUDA. Me and a homeboy of mine was actually talking about that, and he was saying, he was going as far as to say that Dodge might eventually get rid of the Challenger. Like I said, the Charger's not going anywhere. It's going to sell itself. It has its own market. It's going to sell itself. But the Challenger and the CUDA, come on now. I mean, unless the CUDA is completely different, they could be pushing all of their Challenger material out just to get it out so that in the next 2 to 5 years, that CUDA takes over. We could be seeing the Charger and the CUDA. You know what I'm saying? How do you feel about that? Do you think my man was going too far with that? Do you think he's right in line? Me personally, I do feel like Dodge came out with a lot of Challenger material here in the past year, maybe year and a half, but just recently, Dodge has been coming out with a lot of Challenger material. I mean, the 1320, the new Hellcat that's putting down 717, the new Scat Pack wide body, the new Red Eye wide body putting down 797 that's got Demon parts, and then of course the Demon, they're putting all that out literally within a year span. So it's almost like, you know, you go to a store and you see, I don't know, you go to Dick's Sporting Goods and, you know, baseball season is coming around the corner. So of course, football season is not in season. We're putting all of our football season stuff out so that we can make way for our 2019 football equipment or whatever the case may be. Of course, like dealerships, they're trying to get rid of their 18s to make way for the 19s. It could be the same thing that Dodge is doing, like putting all their Challenger material out there. Here's all your Challenger. Get it while you can. Get it while it's cheap. Get it while it's brand new, because we're bringing in the Dodge CUDA, and that's going to take the place of the Challenger. I don't know. How do you feel about it? Do you think that Dodge is going to keep all three and keep all three progressing like they are? I mean, new Challenger, new Charger, new CUDA. Or do you think Dodge is bringing a CUDA to make way for the demise or the death of the Challenger? I don't know. Talk to me, man. As always, like, subscribe, comment, talk to your boy. I'm really interested to hear how you guys feel about that. Seriously, like, I'm really interested because I want to know where this goes. And if I'm right, I want to be the first one on YouTube to predict it, man. But with that being said, have a great day, guys. Take it easy. I will see you in the next one. You know, hopefully we'll have some action-packed shit going on in the next video. You never know. But with that being said, I'll talk to you guys later, and I'll see you. Peace.